This is PlayerProps.ai. This for winners research. We run it up with every betting tool you know in each perk. Travis tested waters, help you swim even the feet first. Now strategies and all you need to help you PlayerProps.ai. This for winners research. We run it up with every betting tool you know in each perk. Travis tested waters, help you swim even the feet first. Now strategies and all you need to help you.
Hey guys, it's me Travis with PlayerProps.ai, and this is what we're targeting for the NBA Christmas Day slate. So, depending on when you're watching this, we already have our NFL Christmas Day video up, so make sure you check that one out as well for those 3 games that are happening. But of course, this one is for NBA. If you've already watched the previous one, we threw on a little Santa get-up to be in the spirit, but that kept making me my nose itch and me sneeze, so we're not going to try to do that again. Well, we tried. It's back. All right, let's go and find something for the NBA Christmas slate. So, there are a decent amount of games. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, what, 5-ish games here. So hopefully we can find something we like. We start on points, as we always do. These videos exist to have you create something that is copy and paste. Not copy and paste whatever we find on the show, because if that's all you're doing, you're not going to be a successful bettor, so stop complaining that you're losing, because it's your fault. This show exists to create a copy and paste for how you use the app on your own. So we do this video for Christmas NBA games. Let's say you want to play NBA, you want to look for NBA player props on Sunday. We're not going to have a video for Sunday games, so what do? You come back to this Christmas one, and you're like, hey, what exactly were the step-by-step things that he did on the app? What were the things he said? How did his brain processing move from one thing to the other? You copy and paste that. That is how people are having success on a daily basis, is because they're doing exactly what they need to do. They're using the app exactly how the app was designed. If you're not using the app as designed, you're probably not going to have success with the app. You can't just be doing your own thing and then blame other people. That's what insanity is all about. You're going into a car dealership. You're buying a car. You might as well take the keys if you expect it to drive, right? But if you don't take the keys, which are the guidelines of what I've been teaching you how to use the app correctly, the car's not going to drive for you. It's not going to work out. So we're on points. We're going to take the baby lines out of the question, 15 and up higher. And it looks like there's a handful. So now what we're looking at is difference. 14 is so it looks like LeBron James, out of all of the players that aren't baby lined, for points anyway, he's the only person that has a difference above 8.2%, because the next best here is Amen Thompson. The orange defensive matchup, which is Houston allows a orange amount of points to the opposing team's small forward, or players playing out of the small forward position. This could be sexier in theory, but it is what it is. And then we go one more down. We do have a green matchup, but we barely have any difference here. 16.5, 17.85, so that's only what, like 1.35 difference, but you also have to factor in here the sportsbooks are favoring the under. How do we know that? Anytime you see a number here that does not have a negative symbol, or that is less than 110, if it's less than 110, it's a guarantee the other side's going to be more favored. So, of course, minus 104, in theory, less than 110. So, yeah, that's why it's there. Now, I know that if we scroll down, we're not going to find any overplays that we like for points. So, we'll back pocket LeBron James. We'll look at the unders. In theory, there are 2 underplays. 3. There are 3 underplays that have at least a 10% difference, are not baby lines, and have a red defensive matchup. Chet, Fox, Garland. Out of those 3, 2 of the 3 have the sportsbooks also favoring them hitting the under. The sportsbooks favor Chet hitting his over, they favored Fox going under, and they favored Garland going under. So right now for points, in theory, there are 3 things to consider. Fox under, Garland under, and LeBron over. So, let's start with LeBron. 4 straight. See, he's putting up 14, so... horrendous shooting here in this 3-game stretch, but it seems like he's shaking that off a bit. Sportsbook slightly favors over. They give his over a 53.92% implied chance and his under only a 52.15% implied chance. Difference isn't fantastic, but it's double digits, so there's at least that there. He's averaged 33 minutes, a little over 33 minutes the last 10 games. He's projected at 30.73. As long as this is like 30 plus, he's getting starter minutes. This could be affected by overtime games. So, of course, you're going to play more minutes in overtime games. But as long as we're kind of seeing that this is still going to be 30 plus regardless, unless this was like 38 and this was 30, that's a pretty decent gap. But he's been pretty consistent here. So he hooked here on this line 14 2 weeks ago, but pretty consistent here on scoring. I don't think there's any roster yet because this is those typically drop the day of, and we're recording this before Christmas. But I don't think there's any injury concerns. But definitely that's something to pay attention to Christmas Day. So don't hate this right now. So let's look at those 2 underplays. We're not doing Chet because the sportsbooks are favoring the over. So we're looking at Fox and Garland here. This is kind of interesting. So he's doing good and then just not doing good. And then he has this random fluke game against Washington. But, I mean, Washington sucks, so it is what it is. But he's versing the best defense in the league, Oklahoma City. Top defenders. Traditionally, all of them are pretty legit defenders. They have a good overall defense, but in terms of allowing points to opposing point guards, they're 12th and this is out of 150. So there's only one defense first position, or not one. There's 11 defense first position variations that allow fewer points than Oklahoma City against point guards. So that's always interesting. The fact that he's had these weird games here. Again, I know we're not going to get roster information. He's averaged 30.58 minutes. He's expected to get 33 minutes. Still starter minutes nonetheless. But like everything is red, so it just seems like his performance is going to be down overall, which of course makes sense because he's versing the Oklahoma City great defense. However, he played him right here. So you see he's got a 75% hit rate here. He just played Oklahoma City. They just played each other on the 23rd, which is actually yesterday. He played 34 minutes and got 6 points. But the 3 games before that, 20, 20, 22. So now we have to figure out, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to simultaneously pull up the ESPN app on my phone. I want to look at this game. So the Thunder have lost to the Spurs, I believe, twice this season, and they've only lost 4 times total. So 2 of their 4 losses is to the same team. But why? Fox? So he had 9 assists, so he was a facilitator essentially with this lineup. Wembanyama's coming off the bench now, which is interesting. Cornette starting. Yeah, Fox had... There was no player on the entire Spurs team that had more than 28 minutes, except for Fox that had 34 minutes. So he played 6 more minutes than anybody else. So he's constantly out there on the court. He only put up 9 shots. Even if he made all of 9 of his shots, I mean, if they weren't threes, which 4 of them were threes, he didn't make any of the threes though. So I think this is in line with, if it's not broke, don't fix it. So they destroyed the Thunder by 20 points with this exact strategy of having Victor Wembanyama come off the bench, play 23 minutes, having Fox, the floor general, playing a vast majority of the game, but like distributing. So now what I want to do here is I want to kind of go into more depth on this other game. So these games were last season. I mean, somewhat of these rosters were similar, but you want to focus on specifically on the games that were this season, the head-to-head games, and there's just 2 here. So he's 1-1. So this date was what, the 13th? So what I'm going to do now is I want to look at the rosters from the 13th without having to click around the screen. 12, 13. Yeah, that was the first time they beat. Oh, that was the NBA Cup semifinals. That's the first time they beat the Thunder. Fox again played more minutes than anybody else in the team. But instead of being the assist guy, so yesterday he had 9. This game in the NBA Cup Finals he had 4. He put up a lot more shots, but it looked like they still had the same concept of Cornette starting and Wembanyama coming off the bench. So it's interesting. Like, he only put up 9 shots and he made 3 of them. He was 0 for 4 from deep. This was a home game. This was an away game. And this game on Christmas Day is also an away game, so they go back to that. There's one more play we want to look at here. Garland. New York Knicks versing players playing out of the point guard spot. 23rd is the ranking. He's the only one out of these 3 that has had line movement. Looks like his line dipped down to 19.5 and up to 20.5, so we probably can find him cheaper or better line on some other books. This season, he's only hit this line 27% of the time. Head-to-head is only 33%. He has not played the Knicks yet this season. These are all last season games. This is his season output so far. A lot of red. But in the last 5 games, he's gone 3 out of 5, which is why he's got 60% up here. It's interesting. Difference is only like what? Like 2.39 difference. I think what we need to do here is we need to see if any of these games are blowouts or what the spreads are anyway. So the Oklahoma City Thunder, even though they've lost the 2 games they've played, the Spurs, including yesterday's game, they're still favored to win by 9.5 points. But the AI is like, it's probably going to be closer than double digits if they do win. Lakers is pretty close. This potentially could go to OT. And then we're looking at this one. Knicks are favored by 6.5. Cleveland barely, if not anything, might cover that line. Okay, so the only thing that's close to double digits is like Dallas, Golden State, 8.5. And then this game here at 9.5. Now we got to figure out, of those 3 players we just looked at, which one do we like the most? Do we like Fox under, Garland under, or LeBron over? 14% difference. 13, 12. So technically, focusing on percentage difference, it's not green, but it's also not red. It's orange. I feel like LeBron tends to like the spotlight of nationally televised games on holidays. And out of everybody's past like 6 games for what we want them to do, he has the most consistency here. The other guys have like that we're looking for under have like 1 or 2 like massive green spikes like that are mixed in there. So let's go to the what is it, LeBron 19.5. So we're gonna go to the tool that you need to be using to make sure you're making the best decision possible. The props comparison, we're looking for the best line, the best payout. NBA Christmas, Lakers Rockets. Okay, so it looks like his line is 19.5 for everybody. Bet Rivers has the highest payout of minus 114, but yeah, 19.5 across the board. I'm gonna look at the other guys now. Let's look at Garland. So Garland's line is 20.5 at the highest, which is what we were looking at anyway. And then what, Fox? Yeah. So I think it's over to rock here. So what Santa says for NBA Christmas, ladies and gentlemen, is I think we're going to go with LBJ. Now, what's important for you for this Christmas and for the New Year's and for your all 2026? Santa's got a little bit of things that we need you to do. We need you to try harder to be successful. If your 2025 was in the red, you may have made a handful of decisions that weren't the most ideal. What we can do is we can figure out, we can help you figure out, we can teach you. These are all the decisions you made in 2025 from a betting side that were not good, and that's why they didn't work out. Your goal for 2026 is to do everything that Santa tells you, specifically the stuff that's free, because you can't make an excuse of, well, I don't want to pay for this. You can't pay for something when it's free. The Discord's free. There's a free version of the app. This YouTube channel, to subscribe to it's free. So yeah, you literally have zero excuse. The only excuse you have for not using the free stuff that PlayerProps.ai gives is that you do not care enough about winning. Or maybe it's that you don't care enough about losing. Maybe it's both. So, on your resolution for 2025, it's for you to be better for you and your family. How do we do that? We start with the free stuff. Get in the Discord, learn how to use the app. All this stuff is free. And then once you have a very good comfortability, you've asked enough questions, you've figured out how are the people that are winning on a daily basis winning on a daily basis. Let me learn from them. Let me see how they use the app. Let me see how they use the Discord. Let me see how they use the YouTube videos. If you want to have the same level of success as everyone else, it is as easy as you doing what everyone else is doing. It's not rocket science. It's very copy and paste. I'm not saying you're tailing all of their picks, but you're doing what they're doing. How are they using the app? That's how you should use the app. How are they using Discord? That's how you should use the Discord. It's not rocket science. Stop pretending it is. Be better for you and your family in 2026. Get in the Discord, connect your accounts, ask questions, be better. We'll see you guys in Discord. Ho, ho, ho.